On September 11th, 2025, Bethan Hardison, activist, asked Yara Shahidi, activist, in a Forbes interview on how she felt about her world right now. Yara answered honestly by saying she is terrified and would like a plan to fix it. I empathize in that no one should live in fear. In my opinion, this sounds like a plea for help. I want to help, but how? When Yara Shahidi was younger, she did an equality speech on October 19th, 2018 at the Gleason Respect Awards. I argue the speech is a hypothesis to fix her world and to reduce her fear. In April 2024, I published my book on Amazon based on this hypothesis, showing that prevention will lead to equity and that equity will lead to equality. This hypothesis will fix the political, economic, and social problems in our world. This nonprofit, non-edited channel is a letter to Yara Shahidi and teaching Yara's hypothesis to the public in order to better our world. In the end, Yara Shahidi will get the Nobel Peace Prize for her hypothesis. Dear Yara Shahidi, this is the last chapter, and who wins the bet? The last chapter ever. Yes, and it's over. I did it. I won the bet against my niece and her representative, Yara Shahidi. My mother, who is the judge in our little contest, thought my paper for the beginning of Equality for All was brilliant. She really believed that my paper could be used in a realistic fashion to bring Dr. King's dream to life. My mom finally realized after all these years why I stayed in school for so long, worked fast food for so long, and why I'm $300,000 in debt from school. She can finally see that it was my passion to use my education to find any answer to a possible society that has equality for everyone. Now it is possible with the science and technology humans have today at the beginning of equality. Now it is possible with the science and technology humans have today that the beginning of equality for all can be realized, and this is why my mom chose my paper over my niece's representative, Yara Shahidi, in her speech at the Gleason Respect Awards. The next day after I won the bet, my niece's grandma made my niece cook me a steak dinner. She cooked a medium rare steak with a potato salad and a gooseberry pie, as to what we agreed to 5 years ago. When I ate my steak dinner, I kept on saying to my niece that my Harvard on the hill backwards honky-tonk college education was better than Yara's Harvard Ivy League school that Yara Shahidi went to. I also told my niece that I was prettier than Yara because I was the most beautifulness woman alive. I know that didn't make sense, but I wanted to rub it into my niece's face. I also said that I could wear any of Yara's past dresses better than she could if I had to walk the red carpet like Yara has done many times. My niece didn't say anything to me, but just smiled and grinded her teeth with contempt. I didn't care because I was enjoying myself immensely. I couldn't stop smiling and laughing. I was overcome with joy. I believe I was happy in that moment. I was still shocked on how good the food was. I know my mom helped my niece cook the meal. I mean, my niece still cannot cook, and she still burns water. My niece still cannot cook, and she still burns water. Well, it has been 3 months since that glorious day of my niece cooking me a steak dinner as I type this. I really miss that steak dinner because now I am at the halfway point of cleaning my niece's truck. Yes, you got that right. My mom made me clean my niece's truck for 6 months. My mom thought that both my paper and Yara Shahidi's speech were really good in trying to create an equality for all society. She thought that both had their merits on a realistic future for humankind. This means that my mom or my niece's grandmother both chose me and my niece as the winners of the bet. My niece had to cook me a steak dinner, and I had to clean her. My niece had to cook me a steak dinner, and I have to clean my niece's truck for 6 months, as stated in the bet 5 years ago. This means that my niece taunted me when I washed her truck, as I did when she cooked me my steak dinner. Here are some of her best taunts. She said that my college degrees She said she said that my college degrees of crap do not mount to a hill of beans next to Yara Shahidi's Harvard education. She also said that I was a fat, balding man. She also said that I am a fat, balding man-child that needs to get on my knees to be in the very essence of an elegance that is Yara Shahidi. She continued by saying that Yara's red carpet dresses were out of this world because they were made of... She continued by saying that Yara's red carpet dresses were out of this world because they were made by heaven itself for the goddess of woman, who is Yara Shahidi. Can I get an amen? She also said that Yara is the light and the hope of every woman to aspire and be like, for she is perfection to all who see her. Thank you very much. She concluded her best taunts by saying that with me just uttering her name and me wanting to be a woman to compare myself to her was just embarrassing. She continued by saying that I have brought shame to myself, my family, and to my future progeny for generations to come. She continued by saying that I have to get my... She continued by saying that I have to get... She continued by saying that I have to get on my hands and knees and beg the goddess of woman, Miss Yara Shahidi, for forgiveness for my rudeness towards her, and then she might forgive my nasty ass. My niece is really good at comebacks. I told you so. This whole paragraph of her best taunts just made me laugh so hard. She has a real talent for comebacks. Don't tell her I said that. I mean, she has the biggest ego as it... She has the biggest ego as it is already enormous. It is all in good fun. I have to say that my niece respects me more after these 5 years because of the bet. She said that I inspire her to a point, but I will never be light on how I'll never be the light on how inspirational Yara Shahidi and Albert Einstein has been to her. I will take that compliment because she told me she didn't have any respect for me when I started this paper. My niece still has pessimism for this world, and I couldn't really change her mind with my paper of optimism. She still thinks racism is too ingrained in every human, but she still has hope because there are heroes like Yara Shahidi giving it their all to make the world a better place for us all. My niece still thinks that Yara's speech at the Gleason Respect Awards was the greatest speech of all time, and that there is nothing I can write or do that can top it. After these 5 years, I'm all right with that. During this journey, I wanted to prove to my niece that I could write a better paper than Yara's speech. I also wanted validation for my ideas too from my niece and maybe Yara Shahidi. I am all right that I didn't. After writing this paper, I found out that Yara's speech at the Gleason Respect Awards for Equality for All would work, as well as my model, prevention first, then equity, and finally equality. I found a new respect for Yara and her crusade for equality for all. I can see why my niece respects her so much. I have also found a new respect for myself for finishing this project and by using my brain to find I have also found a new respect for myself for finishing this project and by using my brain to find some really good answers for equality for all. I guess that is all I ever wanted. Well, anyways, I will leave you now because the bet is over and I really don't have anything more to really say. I'm out of tangents I'm out of tangents to talk about. That is what my niece says, because it is what Yara says. Oh crap, my niece and Yara are in my head now. Oh crap, my niece and Yara are in my head right now. I hate that because I might be turning into a woman because of these two. I need help. Just kidding. Oh man, that's funny. Now my niece is handing me some rags to wash her car as I type this part out. I just have to say this before I go. Equality for all is possible for Oregon and for America and for the world with the science and technology that humans have today. Superman was right in that every human has the capacity for good in the movie Man of Steel. I hope this paper shines a light on that possibility. It is really not that hard in my opinion. With this paper, it is really not that hard in my opinion. Well, this paper was a pain in the butt to do, and I'm just glad it is over. Well, I have to get back to my car washing. I hate car washing. I can't believe I have to do 3 more months of this. See you out there. The end! Yay! Ich ni san shi go. Kuju. Laloon will be. Hola, buenos dias, adios. We all win together. De nada.